Imagine a woman with 3 children, a security officer. Imagine a hotel worker. Imagine a BPO sector, call center worker, 21 at the university. Want to be compensated, want vacation leave, want their NHT benefits to be paid, income tax benefits to be paid. But the reality is, many of them are overworked, many of them are underpaid, and many of them are crying shame. That's a conversation that we need to have today on Unfiltered. Why is it that security companies, why is it that call centers, why is it that hoteliers, janitors, all contract workers are misused and mistreated? Imagine, in Jamaica, call center workers on average working $2.50, $3.50, $4 the most, $5 if so much per hour. Security guards between $250 to $315 per hour. Hotel workers $11,000 per week. Tell me now, Jamaica, how do you feel that these people are the background and the backbone of the economy, but yet still, when you look at their compensation, yet still when you look at what they're going through, yet still when you look at what they are feeling, it is wrong and it is strong. Security companies can't even pay over their NHT. Imagine a man has worked 21 years and when he has gone to the NHT, he's being told that there's no money there for him. This conversation is strong. This conversation cannot be filtered. This conversation, Jamaica, it begs for us to scope. It begs for us to probe. It begs for us to go in and find the truth. I want to know. You want to know. We all want to know this day on Unfiltered. And that's why I have Roger Bent in studio with me. And he's going to carry us to another sojourn. And we're going to find out the truth. If it is so, what we want to see, because we're going to call them out. And in calling them out, we hope that they will fix their system. We need permanent workers. And even if they're contracted workers, we need better remuneration and better compensation for them. This is Unfiltered. Stay tuned. But Roger, it seems as though right across the sector, contracted workers are being mistreated and underrepresented. What's your take on it?
Well, I would think that the whole purpose of contract workers is to mistreat workers to some extent. We know the nature of unions and how unions for most companies are troublesome.
But it's not a matter of troublesome.
Contract is a quick fix.
But the truth is,
you don't have to pay certain remuneration. You don't have to give certain benefits. That's the nature of contract workers. It's temporary employment. At least fixed term employment, some people may call it. But at the end of the day, it's still shortchanging your employees.
Roger, isn't it sad and very unfortunate?
Well, I mean, it's where the world is going, I would suspect. America is actually doing the same thing. And you look at America as this kind of establishment for, strong labor relations, even though the Caribbean is strong on labor relations too. But the point is that it's where progressive countries are going.
But can the government do something to see to it that contract workers, despite being contract workers, can have some remunerations that speak to basic needs being met? For instance.
Isn't that the role of the government to provide them through social services though? Why are we putting this on companies to having to do that in the first place?
But Roger, I'm going to say to you, governments really don't care, It's all about their friends and companies. But why can't they do something for the many workers who are at the lowest strand of society?
But my thing
they
is,
can do
companies,
something.
Andre,
All
are
right,
about
so for
profit.
instance,
Companies, let's be frank,
it's about
companies
profit
are
making.
about profit. Government is about service. That's where we should be focusing.
So if it's about profit making then, why is it that so many security officers have to wait months, weeks without being paid? If it's all about profit. You answer
I don't
that?
have all the answers. I'm going to say that up front. But I would think that the nature of the business environment is that these companies, these security companies themselves, these contracted companies themselves, are not getting paid at the rate and pace in which they need to pay their own bills and to pay those people who work for them. But the flip side of that is, can you imagine if those people who they employ, who are being paid late, are actually getting no money at all?
I saw the report. You saw it recently in the Gleaner, where 16 years, a powerful security company never paid over NHT over $806 million. 16 years. Coupled with that, there are many others who don't even pay NHT. Not BPOs. You see, have you ever wondered what the rates or BPOs are paid in this country?
I've heard some figures that I...
$2.50, $3. The most, some say there's one called Concentrics. It's one of the higher paid ones or highest paid ones in Jamaica. But what is Concentric rates?
But at the end of the day,
$4.50?
people are flocking to these companies in great numbers. So irrespective of whether they're paying 0 cents or $1 or $2.
So it speaks to a few things. One, our labor force is not equipped. And even if our labor force is equipped, they're underpaid and underutilized. Come on, Jamaica. They come and they say BPOs are the way for the future. Every minute you look, another BPO is set up. But what are the remunerations that our young people get? Yes, we have seen an increase in the amount of people who are employed. But these jobs, Roger, are they jobs that you and I would be happy about? Are they jobs that when we finish after 5-10 years, you can say you have made a career?
With the economy like we have in Jamaica, do we have a choice to choose?
The scammer them there. So many have chosen to go rob the banks, and so many have chosen to go clone people's cards because what, Jamaica? Them never work for no $3, no $3.50, no $2.50. Not to mention the hotel workers. When I sent out a request to speak to contracted workers, one hotel supervisor looked at me and said, Andre, I could have told you so much things that is happening in the hotel. But can you safeguard my future? Because I can't lose my job. Yeah. Come on now, man. Them deserve them partner draw.
There's even cases, where, especially those people in janitorial services, where their pays are cut without any kind of arrangement, agreement. I guess as companies lose profit, they choose to cut the rate at which they pay people. There's a whole lot of issues that are being unearthed if you talk to different people in the sector that are not being published in the way that it ought to. And people feel disempowered, disenfranchised. They keep quiet.
But you know, I can't keep quiet when I already know that the minimum wage is $9,000 per week. When we look at the compensation and the realities, many ordinary Jamaicans can't live with the $9,000. So how then are we going to say, Roger, that boy, we can't do nothing better, so we'll just work with it? I will say to you all, Roger, imagine your mother being a janitor. And have you, plus Tom, plus Jerry, and Jane to feed. Coupled with that, she has a situation, Roger, where she have light bill for pay, water bill for pay. She have to pay for food, housing, and when JPS bill not pay no, you don't know what they have now, Roger. They have a system where they have the prepaid system, and like one time, your bill would have dead for the month. You put on $2,000 done the big of the month. You can't put on no more money.
But Andre, what about this viewpoint? I mean, maybe it is that I'm being the devil's advocate. But to be honest, if you have enough pitney, you can't take up yourself to get a low-paying job and expect that miracle is going to happen.
I'm not going to go there. And that is why government must provide services such as PATH to fill that gap.
But so many of those persons have dignity, they say, and they won't actually apply to PATH.
But how are you going to apply to PATH when PATH is only giving you compensation 6 times per year? And then if you're to get on PATH, the questioning is that they'll...
Answer the question. Answer them.
Are you living with a pitla tree?
Answer them.
Do you have washing machine?
Answer
so because
them.
you have washing machine in your house, because you have a washing machine, it means that you should not get PATH? Come on, man. The kind of rigidity that people have to go through just to get these solutions, these menial solutions, it is wickedness. It's cruelty, Roger. Because you have absolute poverty and you have relative poverty. And many ordinary Jamaicans are living in relative poverty. That despite being an earner of an income, you still don't have it, Roger. You still can't live above the social safety net. So what then can we do for them? I got calls recently that a school was serving children bag juice and duplex biscuit. And that's the kind of service a child gets because their mother can't fend for them. Me not saying no, Roger. Don't get me wrong. I don't want people to think that government must take care of them picnic. I am not saying that.
I'm happy you're
I am not saying that because I remember when Siaga said 2 is better than too many. Nothing on out there for true, but many of the contract workers, you know, are not people 40, 50, 60.
That's interesting.
Many of these contract workers are actually millennials like myself.
Young people
holding
on a job.
Holding on a job because they want better to come. Imagine out of that job, you want to send yourself to university. And student loan doesn't put you in the net to be one of those to get student loan. Come on, man. And then we ask why crime is high. We ask why theft is high. We ask why scamming is high. Many opportunities are not being created for people with what?
But what about the concept, Andre, of creating our own opportunities?
Creating our own opportunities. I'm glad you carried the conversation there. What can we do to create our opportunities for our own? We can do more for our contract workers. We can find more benefits for them. We can make it work. We can make it work. It can work in government. We can do something more for our people. Stay tuned because I have a very juicy caller who is going to come in right now and speak about her truth. That's the conversation that we're going to continue today on Unfiltered. Stay tuned. Jamaica, recently on my Instagram, I found a video that was sent to me of a security officer by the name of Lisa who is very hurt and despondent that after 7 weeks working, she hasn't been compensated. Lisa, how are you?
I have life.
You have life. Lisa, tell us about the video of what really happened while you spoke and talked about the video of Atlas Security Company. What happened? I saw in the video you said you work about 7 weeks, Lisa. What really happened?
Not getting any pay, Andre. Not getting any pay.
You're not getting any pay?
The 3 weeks training on the first fortnight. After work, them said no, them send the money to the account. And after my checking and all of that, I only get 1,000 and some cent in the account for the first fortnight.
How much?
And $1,792.
$1,792 Jamaican dollar, Lisa?
Yes, Andre.
No, you're sure?
I wouldn't like to. I can screenshot from my account to you.
So from your account, you only got, Roger, after working so many weeks, you only got $1,700.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Did you do any investigations with the accounts department to see if that was a technical error?
Yes, I did. And I was told I only got a 1 day. And then they explained to me, I said that the next fortnight I would have get paid for that.
So they say it's only 1 day you got paid for.
Yes, sir.
So if, Roger, do the maths, if you're a mathematician, You got paid for $1,700 for 1 day. 1 day?
So
Yes,
do you know how much you're working per hour?
$245 an hour.
$245.
And your normal shift is 12 hours, correct?
No, sorry, 286 an hour.
$286.
An hour.
And your shift is 12 hours, correct?
12-hour shift you have or 8 hour?
12 hours.
12. 12 times $286 is how much Jamaica?
$3,432.
$3,400 and them say you get 17. So them pay us half a day.
Right.
Jesus. So Lisa.
Yes.
How much weeks they say have not been paid?
1 month, Andre, and some days.
1 month and some days.
Yes.
Have you reached out to the accounts department to find out what is happening?
Over and over. And since I made this video, I reached Mark and then reject my call.
They reject your call from you became viral on social media?
Yes.
Wow. So you have not been working, Lisa, since you made the announcement on social media?
No.
So you have been victimized?
Exactly.
So you can't talk up and you can't talk out?
Right.
And they owe you money.
I just need to make another one this time, Andre, with the kids, them in it.
So you plan to make a video to show that you have become jobless?
Yes, so I'm planning to make a next video this time now with the kids, them in there.
How much people you owe out the road, Lisa?
Lord Jesus, Andre, I owe so much people. I owe so much people. Right now, it's to do the video why a lot of people have been a look of mercy on me.
Really?
Yes.
So how much in loans you owe out of the money where they must give you?
Right now, about 30,000 I owe.
Out to people?
Yes, sir.
So how much money you're going to be able, that is owed to you?
I owe 70,000.
So half of the money I go back in a loans, Lisa?
Yes, none of that I go back in the bills. All of that. Right now, people are being sorry. People are sorry for me and they were ashamed to tell you.
So Lisa, how you send your 3 children to school?
Since I made the video, I always have a friend where she always like my little son that go to Seaview Garden Primary School. So it is not a problem. She will give him breakfast and him lunch money. And my big daughter now is people up here help me to send her to school because she's supposed to do CXC. And I have a next one now that is going to be 5 goes to prep school. Oh, all that lady. She's the next one that embarrassed me. See people and tell people say my OR. So I stop him from going there.
So you send one of the child to prep school?
No man, basic school, 3 months. And you pay for them school fee every 3 months.
Okay.
So Lisa, can you speak to whether or not other people are experiencing a similar situation, or you're an isolated case?
They are, but some of them are afraid to talk. Some stop going for duty.
So it's so much people, Lisa. So it's so much people at last. Oh.
It's a surprise to know.
Really?
And them still are recruit every day.
So how the uniform go? Because somebody called me and told me that is you who have to pay for the uniform and the uniform belongs to you. And
they never stop paying for that. Every fortnight them draw money out of it. I've got to understand. They don't have a fixed price.
So how much for the uniform, Lisa? Somebody tell me it's 45,000 for the 2 uniform.
Really? But no, I'm not lying. I don't know how much for the uniform because I just start. But I get to understand from other people is that they never stop paying for the uniform.
Never stop paying. So even if you're there for 2, 3, 4, 10 years, you're always paying for uniform. Yeah, this not safe Jamaica. So yeah, Lisa,
in case you're leaving the job, you have to return but the uniform.
It's not clear, so she doesn't own the uniform then.
No, but somebody told me, another caller called me in confidence and said to me that they paid for the uniform. So even when she leaves the company, the uniform is hers.
I would find that to be problematic.
You have to return the uniform. They might call you and tell you to return back the uniform. Andre, right now I'm planning to make another video with my 3 kids then, because you understand? You know, say since we do the video, a lot of people realize they don't get paid. As a lady cussed me, you know, tell me so you don't go drunk or alone, eat and not pay, because she just her up shop.
Wow.
Yeah, she embarrassed my money. Since I made the video, she come and apologize to me and say she thought I was lying.
Only drunk or trust.
And not pay for eat and not pay for it.
So is how much money you owe that the one woman?
$2,000 or nearly 3,000. It don't reach 3,000.
So Lisa, who is the real problem in the security company? Is it a problem with management? Is it a problem with supervision? Who are some? Where is the real problem do you find? Because you'd have had to report to people. People would have had to. Your supervisor would have spoken to you. Is it a case where there's a problem right across the board, or you find that it's an issue with upper management?
It seems like it's a financial problem they're having, sir.
So you're saying that they're strapped for cash?
In my opinion, it seems that way because a lot of people, some of the supervisors, say they don't get paid.
So supervisors not paid as well?
No, no.
Wow. So Lisa, what's your plan of action? Are you going to be going to the Ministry of Labor if you're not compensated?
I plan to do that, but I'm going to give them a next chance. What I plan to do now in this week, I plan to make another video in the same uniform with my kids then. And she meaning to say that to every other kids going to school, I want them at home. People are feeling sorry for them. Some people taking liberty with me. So the next move is going to the Ministry of Labor to see what action or justice can be rendered to me, or even planning to go to TVJ.
So you're going to other media houses to bring your case?
Yes, I plan to go there with the kids now.
But Lisa, I've been told many times what happened with these security companies. They have people that work within the Ministry of Labor. So as you go and you make the report, the Ministry of Labor call their friends at these security companies and you're out of a job.
Yes, that is true, because my friend that told me about you, yeah, she used to work with a security company, and whenever she went up by there to inquire about her NHT, as soon as before she even leaves, the supervisor could call her back and know that she went up there.
Whoa.
Yeah, but
so they're not paying over on the NHT to NHT then?
No, they're not paying over your NHT, nothing, but they are joining it. And that is why Angie is planning to go to TVG with my kids.
Wow. Well, I have it here on Unfiltered. And I can guarantee that this conversation is going to go far and wide. Knowing that for far too long, Roger, security officers work at honest bread. Many of them have to work 48 hours, 12 hours, 36 hours ongoing. And you're going to tell me you can't compensate these people? Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. What are they doing? Lisa, thank you for this call. And we will keep the conversation ongoing. And I hope you cook your local food today and do what you can do. But we'll be in touch.
And thanking you for having me on the here, that the Jamaicans can hear what is happening.
All right, Lisa, walk good, my sister.
Thank you.
Andre, perhaps there's sympathy to go all around. Sympathy on Lisa's part, but maybe sympathy also on the company's part. Because given the fact that Lisa would have pointed out the financial issues with companies, what is a company to do if their contractors are not paying them?
But Roger, you're saying that if you're operating a business and the business is not profitable and functional, and every fortnight or every month this is the same reoccurring problem, it's best to close the business.
It's a cash flow issue. It's not to say the company is bankrupt. It's a cash flow issue.
Cash flow?
So money will come. Money may not come in convenience.
All right, let us say, Roger, that they have not compensated around the time schedule, right? What about the people's NHT, benefits and income tax?
I have no idea about that one.
Okay, you hear what you just said. Many people, when they go down to the NHT to file and check on their returns, There's nothing there. Didn't you see even guardsmen between 2000 to 2016, 16 years, they have not paid over $806 million to the NHT. But yet still, they're pulling it out of their workers' salary. What kind of injustice is that? Don't you see that? Alright, if that's not injustice, isn't that fraud? Isn't that fraud?
Which is why I'm thinking a company as established as those companies would not have created such a fraudulent act. There must be a flaw in the system. There must be some misunderstanding between these two parties.
So for 16 years you have that misunderstanding that you haven't realized. That 16 years your workers' NHT benefits and other benefits, probably if we all check other things, have not been sent over. Come on, Roger. We need to have that conversation about having contract workers become permanent workers.
But there's more than that though, Andre. What about the realities of people who are in the hospitality industry? People who are in the domestic industry?
People who are also in the BPO sector. Roger, the conversation is above and beyond. Above and beyond, where we can't only be speaking about security companies. You have BPO workers, you have the hotel workers, you have the domestic workers, you have the gardeners, all of whom are contract workers and laborers. But when it comes on to their compensation, them work, them sweat and toil for many hours. Come on, man, do something for the people there. You know, today the conversation, it has melted my heart. One woman, 3 children, but yet still, after so many weeks of working, only $1,700 was found in her account. After she made that viral video, she has been victimized. How many other contract workers want to have that conversation? When I sent out a nice little message asking for contract workers to give me their story, many were afraid. But Lisa was not afraid. She was victimized. And that's the very sad thing about this country and many other states. Every time you speak out, there's some form of victimization. Jamaica, I'm not going to be a part of that conversation. We are a part of a system for far too long. We're speaking out, you're shoved aside, victimized, and put in a box. However, on this program called Unfiltered, we will dissect the truth and we will find it for what it is. When you go and look at your pay stub, NHT deduct, NIS deduct, uniform allowance deduct, but when you do your personal investigations, these are not paid over to the National Housing Trust and to all other agencies that they have withdrawn these taxes. So I'm going to call you out today. I call you out and I dare you. Do something for the people. I've seen reports that you want to have a conversation about a better Jamaica. The employees and the employers need to have better services, better remuneration, and better compensation. Jamaica, I am Andre Stevens and this is Unfiltered. Walk good.